Hello, everybody. Let's get this thing started. It's me, Brently, and today is a sad commentary. I had to put down my best friend Lou because this thing showed up the Monday after I got back from Tennessee. I just noticed that Lou was feeling very lethargic. He wasn't very happy, and that big, huge growth just appeared out of nowhere. So I took him to my vet, and they like, oh, it's just a cyst or something. We'll give him antibiotics, and he'll be okay. Well, he did seem like he was doing a little better, but he wouldn't eat. The cyst seemed to be going down, but where that big football-looking thing was, now it was a whole bunch of bruised skin. And it just looked very uncomfortable, very painful. So he went back to the hospital, the doggy hospital, and they did a lot of tests and whatnot, and put him on an IV, and he just kept on getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And so they recommended after a couple days, why don't you take him to the Blue Pearl down in Overland Park, Kansas, which I didn't know anything about real animal hospitals except for like $1 million racehorses and Barbaro shit like that. So I took him down there, and the vets were just awesome. They were so nice, so understanding. It was a real cool place, and they kept him. And basically, everything they tried, he got worse and worse and worse. His legs swelled up because something about protein. His liver was failing. His kidneys were failing. He was having a hard time breathing. And this is him in the hospital. I tried to give him a bone and a piece of jerky to make him happy, and he didn't have any interest. So, anyway, it was coming to a point where every dog owner hates. Do you keep on trying or do you end it? And I wrestled with that decision for a long, 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 long time. And finally, I realized no matter what they were going to do, he was just getting worse and more miserable. So, last Sunday, I talked to the vet, and she's like, I've done everything I can think of. I've ran every test, and all this is really hard for me to talk about because Lou was by far my best, and a lot of times the only friend I ever had. And several thousands of dollars were spent trying to save him. My mother and grandmother, everyone that knew Lou was just so upset that he was so sick and there was nothing really that anyone could do. And so Monday, I decided he's had enough. And so me and my grandmother hopped in my car. We went down there and had a nice lunch. And I went to the vet and talked to her. And she's like, well, we've done all we can do. His proteins are bad. His blood test looks like shit. Da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, he's had enough. And signing that paperwork to euthanize my best friend I've ever had was the hardest piece of paper I've ever signed. So I went back and visited Lou and said goodbye, and he was so weak and miserable he couldn't barely lift his head up. He was having a hard time breathing, and it just broke my heart. I don't care how big and tough you are. I don't care, how badass you think you are. If putting your best friend down that you've had for 7 years sucks ass. And I am still coping with it. I haven't got over it, but I'm doing a lot better than I did Monday night and last night. And today's Wednesday, by the way, in case y'all don't have a calendar. But, it just really sucks. I mean, he can never be replaced. I mean, it just really hurt me. So anyway, so I sign off on the papers saying, okay, go ahead and, let's end this. And it took forever. I mean, it seemed like to me 6 hours, but it was really probably an hour. Where's my dog? They were going to put him in a box for me, and then we're going to go head up to the farm and bury him up there. My brother just happened to have the day off, and he was already up there. So he had a hole ready and everything. I didn't know the backhoe was starting, so he had a backhoe already dug a deep hole. So anyway, so we waited forever at the vet, and he was gone. And all of a sudden, they wheel out this big box, and everyone was really, really sorry. And I'm like, this just really sucks. And it was so hard for me to take this box of my best friend off this little gurney thing and throw it in the back of my car, because you could still feel through the box he was still warm, and I just lost it. It just sucks. This is even hard for me to talk about, but this is what's been going on in my life. And for the few people that actually watch my videos, I've always been completely honest with you. So anyway, me and Grandma, it was a long drive up to the farm, which is 30, 45 minutes north of where I live in St. Joseph. And we get up there, and I'm just an emotional wreck because I don't deal with this kind of stuff well, and especially when it's someone I absolutely love. And so we get up there, and my brother's, you can tell he's kind of upset because everyone that met Lou loved Lou. Lou was the best dog I've ever had. I know never say never, but I'm serious. He was such a good dog. Everyone that met him just fell in love with him, and I've gotten so many, we're so sorry. Is there anything we can do? And since this happened. So anyway, back to the story. We're up at the farm. Hole's dug. It's like 8 feet deep. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Brian. And he's like, no, you don't want, there's coyotes and a couple mountain lions, whatever. You don't want, anything to happen to them. Like, absolutely not. So, that was that. Went home, and I just felt numb. Putting my best friend down on the ground, and I'll never get to see him. I'll never get to play with him. I'll never get to do nothing. And I just mentally wasn't ready for this. So I tried to eat as much as I could, for dinner, because it was like late. It was getting around 7 o'clock when all this was said and done. And I started drinking heavily, and I just was not prepared for this. It still sucks. It hurts like hell. I miss my best friend in the world so dearly, and he will never, ever, ever be forgotten. I know I'm not a religious person, so I don't really believe in God, but I do believe that he's not suffering, so therefore he's in a better place. I'm not going to get into the whole argument about if there's a heaven or hell and all that crap, because I don't know. I'm at the church, I don't know. But one thing I will say is it sucks. It just sucks. Granted, I still have my Ziggy and my little Margie, but no one can replace Lou. So that's where I am today in my mental state. I'm coping. I'm getting better and better day by day, but I just cannot get out of my head my best friend's gone forever, and that sucks. And anyway, that's that. Anyway, not to change subjects all of a sudden, but Black Ops 2, I'm kind of digging it. I'm getting the hang of it. I know I haven't played as much as a lot of my friends, so I'm not ranked as high, but they put me with people that are ranked lower than me, so I don't know, maybe I'm just better than them, but I've been getting really good games, and this one I think I went 14 and 5 or something. I don't know. Anyway, I had a good game. Anyway, again, sorry for my long-winded tribute to Louie, but he was my best friend. I'll never forgive him or forget him. See, I went 15 and 6, which is good for me. Anyway, have a good one, and like, rate, sub. Bye.